Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Tina. I want to begin today by just thanking Tina for all of the hard work she has put into making this event possible. I have personally seen her dedicate herself at a level that is difficult to comprehend. She has poured her heart and soul into keeping this event alive. It is happening because of her and her tireless effort. So I just want to thank her because she does it for us so that we can put information out to you to help you have healthier, happier lives. And so I'm always moved by that kind of dedication from a person that just pours everything they are into helping others have better lives. It's just an amazing thing. So I know this has been a difficult journey. She organized and had everything ready for this live event and in person, and now she's had to shuffle everything into a brand new experience for her, learning the technology, doing everything that she's done to make this possible. So I am just so inspired by that. So I personally want to take this moment to say thank you. And I can't say it enough. I could go on forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop myself and I am going to dig into become more centered and how to move from beginning to advanced meditation practices in just a few weeks. Thank you for joining my event. The purpose of this class is to take you from beginning meditation level to advanced, and I'm talking high advanced meditation level, in just weeks, not years, not decades, but in just weeks. I know people that have been meditating for decades and still struggle with meditation the way they were taught meditation. The first thing I want to say is if you do struggle, it's not your fault. Meditation is not always taught with the clarity it could. And so that's what I really want to establish here. I really want to establish clear meditation practices so everyone can get the full health benefits, the mental, the emotional, the physical regulation that meditation offers us, the overall health and well-being that we get from being master meditators. And so in this class, we're going to review that. I want to put this in as a practice where everyone can dig in and really get to be in that master meditator space. So I want to begin with this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh says, meditation is not passive sitting in silence. It is sitting in awareness, free from distraction, and realizing the clear understanding that arises from concentration. Now, this is really important. This is a really powerful thing to learn about meditation, and that is that so many meditation practices are teaching us to just try and quiet the mind. And today I'm going to talk about why that doesn't work for most people, that where your mind has to be already to take advantage from that is too far advanced. So it's really important that we understand how meditation actually works. Because if we don't understand it, we can't take full advantage of it. So that's my whole goal here, is to help us understand meditation as something more than we are taught it is. And I want to begin by breaking down this quote. First, I want to talk about this first sentence. Meditation is not passive sitting in silence. I often speak about the rest and digest state of the primal mind. You know, we have fight or flight, rest and digest. Rest and digest is a passive act, right? When we're in primal states of consciousness, we're subject to conditions. So we're subject to that tiger chasing us. Now, we can't control the tiger. A lot of people are experiencing tigers in their lives right now. So these are tigers we can't control. We can't control how the world reacts to COVID-19. We can't control the virus itself. We can't control the earthquakes. That's not something we have any control over. And to try and just say that we can control the subconscious mind's reaction to that becomes at the best, an ongoing fight. At the worst, it becomes a defeat, where we tend to live at the mercy of externals. So we live in this rest and digest state. We live reactive to situations. So, for example, meditation is often taught as sitting in silence, as this passive sitting in silence. How hard is it for you to sit in silence? How hard is it for you to just completely silence your mind, especially during an earthquake or in dealing with the situations that are occurring around us? How easy is it for you to then become quiet? Chick is saying here, meditation is not that. It is not passive sitting in silence. He says it is sitting in awareness, free from distraction. This is mindfulness. And a lot of us have learned mindfulness, and mindfulness is a great centering practice. But as he goes on to say more. So this is the first part where we first learn to sit, and we sit in awareness. It's not a complete meditation practice. There is a deeper level to it that is known by the masters, but only taught at levels of mastery. So a person has to be able to sit in perfect mindfulness for the masters to finally teach them the next stages of meditation that he talks about here in this quote. Meditation is designed to expand consciousness. So this is that epiphanal state. Again, I'll go deeper into that, but it's the understanding that arises from concentration. And these are the key words here, where he's talking about states of concentration. And most of us, this is our sticking point if we can get to those more advanced stages. And that is the fact that concentration and awareness, mindfulness, seem to be in conflict with one another because they are stages of progression. When met at an early stage, concentration becomes control, and control is not mindfulness. Mindfulness is an act of surrender. So how do we surrender and concentrate? And that's what I want to teach you, is how to move into those advanced stages and move into them easily, right? It's like it says at the beginning in the image at the beginning. It's moving from beginning stages to advanced meditation practices in just weeks, not months, not decades, in just weeks, being able to hit those more advanced stages. And that's what I'm going to dig into today. I want to explain why that is, why I say I can help you meditate at a master meditation level in 30 days rather than 30 years. That's saying a lot, and I back up my words. So that's what I want to present to you today. So what I want to do is talk about, I have a quote here of mine. Meditation is not designed to be a moment of stillness in a life of chaos. It is designed to be a life of stillness that easily manages chaos. A lot of people are using meditation as a reprieve or as an escape. So life is this conflict or this struggle, and they're using meditation to then move from that space of struggle into a quiet moment. But then they leave the quiet moment. I hear it said all the time, I've been to thousands and thousands of meditations. And I hear it over and over again, bring yourself back into the room. Like meditation is this place that doesn't exist in our day-to-day reality. So meditation is not a means. It's the end. It's the end state. We want to live in a meditative state. It's the result of a specific brain function. So I'm gonna get into that more. I do go into more detail about the brain functions in Introduction to Brain Chemistry. That course is also free, and it is available on the website. Think of it this way. We all know that anxiety is a result of fight or flight trigger, right? That's common knowledge, that if we're triggered, we are reactive, right? We know this is a brain function, and we know it's caused by the triggering of the amygdala. That is common knowledge. Now, under the same rules of anatomy, a calm and confident mind is the result of brain function as well, right? It's not that some experiences of life are a result of brain function and others aren't. So if my stress state is a result of brain function, so is my calm, centered state. A good example of this is, think of therapy. Think of a therapeutic process. So think of the state of depression. With a good therapist, how long does it take to have a significant shift, to have a significant effect on depression? So if you have ever suffered depression, how long would you be in therapy before you felt significant results where you'd say, yeah, actually, I'm feeling a significant relief of my depression? Now I want you to ask on the opposing side, if you took a pharmaceutical for depression. So you took an antidepressant, and this was an effective antidepressant. I know there's variables. How soon would you achieve results from the pharmaceutical? So in comparison, now most therapists, or let's say psychiatrists, most psychiatrists prescribe pharmaceuticals because they know the therapeutic process is going to take much longer than the pharmaceuticals will take to relieve depression. Now, over time, you can get a permanent result from the therapeutic process that allows you to eventually wean yourself off the pharmaceutical. But in the beginning, you're going to get a faster result out of the pharmaceutical, because the pharmaceutical is approaching the brain function. It's affecting the chemical to cause a relief to the depression, right? And that we then require the pharmaceutical for that chemical, where the therapeutic process can return us to a state of homeostasis where we're not triggered enough to be in depression. But that can take, again, decades, lifetimes for some. So we're not going to try and control the conditions to alter the brain function. We're going to do what the brain does organically. We're going to alter the brain function to control the condition. In the same way, pharmaceuticals alter the brain chemistry to control how we feel. So to do that, I want to go in now and review with you the stages of meditation. So today I'm only going to give a quick review of these stages because I only have 20 minutes to do so, and it takes a little bit longer than that. So if you're interested in seeing the full video, you can find it on YouTube. Just search Inspired Evolution Project, Linda Forrest, and you'll find my channel. You can also find my channel on my website at inspiredevolutionproject.com. If you look at the top menu to the right, there's a YouTube link, or you can log on for the free course, and that is available under Education, Courses, and it is called Become More Centered, and it is a free course. So however you want to move forward, those are available. But I do want to give you something to take today, more than just understanding that our experience of life is a result of the brain function. I want to talk about the steps we'll go through in that course to achieve that brain function. So the first step of a really healthy, centered meditation practice is always stage 1. Now, for those of you that are taking my IEP program, this is the same as phase 1. These are the phases that are introduced in Introduction to Brain Chemistry. That course is also free on the website. It's under Education, Courses. But this stage 1 of meditation practice is where we relax the mind and begin to observe the self. Now, the observation of the self is really important here. What we need to realize is we can't do any meditation practice without calming our system first. If we are in a triggered state, if we are stressed, we cannot meditate. And this idea of being prescribed meditation for stress is a great idea, but if a person doesn't learn that they can't meditate until they learn to center themselves from a stress state, then they'll never reach a meditation state. This is why a lot of people struggle with monkey mind, why a lot of people can't reach that calm, centered state, because they're not preparing the brain function that allows that state. So this is what's important to understand. We are taught that we only use 10% of our brain. That's not true. We use our whole brain, but we can only use 10% at a time. So where's that 10% focused? We need to pull that focus out of any anxiety or stress and bring it into the prefrontal cortex where we can be centered and enter the beginning states of meditation, which would be stage 2 of our practice. So this is where we center the mind and observe the space, or ourselves in the space. This is really mindfulness. But before we can practice mindfulness, again, we need to calm the system, and then we need to center ourselves. We need to activate that prefrontal cortex and become fully present in the moment. Body, mind, and spirit, fully present. When I talk about full presence in the body means I'm aware of my body. I know my position. I know how the temperature and the texture of the air in the room feels against my skin. I know how calm I am. I know how relaxed I am. I'm noticing any tension in my body. Being present in the mind means I'm not thinking about tomorrow or yesterday or what's happening outside of the space I'm in. I'm not worried about what my neighbor is doing or how my family's right now. I'm just in this moment. Being fully centered, fully present in spirit means I have no masks. I've shed everything to be my current self. I am where I am today, and I honor that without judgment. Again, being centered, body, mind, and spirit. From stage 2, from that centered state where we might experience silence, we're going to move into stage 3, which is the same as phase 3. This is where we expand the mind. The word meditation, when properly translated, means active listening. Meditation was designed to expand our consciousness. So it's there to move us from what we know and have been to what we don't know and have never been. But in order to do that, we must become aware of what we don't know and have never been. And so this is stage 3. It's being able to become aware of more information in our mind. What I talk about in the program is that I'm really training my left brain to look to my right brain for answers. So it's the structured side of the brain, which is critical to our health, connecting with the open, expansive, infinite part of our brain, which is also critical. And it's learning to teach them to communicate, not be more one or the other. More one or the other is not healthy. We don't want to be more right-brained or left-brained. We want to use both efficiently. And so that's what we're learning in stage 3. Stage 4 is advanced meditator. So this is contemplation stage. Now, where we're observing the new information now, there's a real trick to this. This can be one of the most difficult stages of meditation, which is why it can take years to master. And that is this ability to observe something, to have something in our consciousness and not figure it out, not analyze it, and not think we know. To be in a place of not understanding, a place of surrender, to allow the information to sit there, because our subconscious mind is the supercomputer. We are not built for our conscious mind to program our subconscious mind, right? Our conscious mind is 3 billion neurons. Our deep subconscious is 73 billion. And so this is the supercomputer of the brain. What we want is to allow emergence, right? Have you heard that word lately? It's allowing the truth to emerge from within our own being, to come from the subconscious mind to teach the conscious mind its wisdom. And so that's what we're doing in stage 4 of this meditation practice. And so our goal is to be able to do these stages efficiently by learning to do them one at a time. And that's what we'll be doing in the course. So we can live that life of stillness that easily manages chaos. I'd like to thank you for taking part in my presentation, and I am going to include in the pack a link to the rest of this course, as well as a $50 off coupon that you can use on any class. That coupon will be valid until the end of this year, so December 31st, 2020. You can go online to inspiredevolutionproject.com, get Introduction to Brain Chemistry for free. That class is called Relief of Suffering, and it is a free course. You can do this course for free, which is called Become More Centered. There are also a lot of other courses, advanced courses. If you're already an advanced meditator, there are some advanced courses there. If you have any questions or want more information at all, visit me at my website. All the links are there to Instagram, to Pinterest, to all my different accounts. Links to message me are available on the website as well, on the About page at the bottom right corner of the page. So I hope I've given you something to inspire your life and help your meditation practice improve so that you can live the healthiest, happiest life possible. However you do decide to move forward, I do wish you tremendous success on your journey.